Hey guys, my name's Jim of Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Warhammer video. Today we're going to look at painting stone colour kind of bases. I'm going to do this using a dry brush method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry brush some Storm Vermin fur over the Mechanical Standard Grey that's base coated with base. Then I've got some Dawnstone and I've got some Administratum Grey as well. So we'll start off with the Storm Vermin fur. Just want a heavy dry brush over that, so which gives it a kind of that aged kind of look. You want to make sure you're getting over all the kind of stone areas. Excuse the camera wobble. The stand that's holding it doesn't seem to be doing too great. And notice a major difference quite heavily into the recesses as well, across the edges just here. Right, so now that's had a little bit of time to dry. You're going to use some Dawnstone in this as well. Make sure that when you are dry brushing, using older brush or a proper dry brush. This one is one of the model painted medium dry brush I'm using at the moment. You can use the official Games Workshop one if you wanted to, the Citadel one, which I do have one of them. It's a bit knackered, make sure that you're putting some dot of paint on the cloth, and you're wiping off all that excess with some kitchen roll or something like that, and then what we do is multiple directions. Just go like that, and drag it across the model. So it looks a bit messy and not very refined, but it gives it a good weathering style effect. Right, so for this stage we're going to use some Administratum Grey, and we're going to use a lot lighter kind of technique on here, because we just want to get the edges more than the entire bit, so it highlights sections instead. Cool, so now that dry brushing's done, if you feel like you need to, you can add a little bit of extra detail. So if you get a very fine tipped brush, and then you can just highlight those little areas like so. If you highlight it too much though, it can look a bit overkill, so I just want to do certain edges. You can keep steady hand if possible as well. One of the new ways you can do bases, so if you want to go on carved colours and then white over the top, and if you want to do different shades of stone or brickwork, then you've got that to do exactly the same on the principle. So, and there you have it, so that's the first part of the base, dry brush done. Right, so now we're going to move on to getting the dirt kind of coloured up. So what we're going to start off with is some Morn Fang brown. You can do this using dryad bark and stuff like that as well. So you just want to pick out those areas of dirt. Try to make sure you don't get it covering up that flagstone kind of look that you've made as well. And this is a bit of a longer process and a tiny bit more delicate. Has dried, you can add another layer of brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use good old Scrag brown. I'm going to lightly dry brush it onto that dirt areas using a small dry brush, which is a bit claggy. So same kind of principle as with the stone effect. Just dragging it across, but you're trying to be a little tiny bit neater. Just make sure your brush is loaded up quite well. You'll see a little bit of change in colour, which gives it a kind of another different look. Right, for that vine that's growing up just from there, from my ruins, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use some dryad bark as a first layer to get that kind of going. And as you can see just here, I'm just drawing brush over fairly slowly, just to make sure you get an even coating across all of it. If you do what I've just done, where I've just managed to knock onto one of them slabs, it does not matter too much. You can go back and neaten eventually. Right, so I will leave the dryad bark to dry out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to them, onto that skull. For that, I'm going to use some shanty bone to kind of give it a start it off. You can start off with some wraith bone or something like that if you wanted to, and all you do is pick out that detail, get it kind of neatened over on the top of its head. Make sure you get in the sides of the skull as well. And even into the eye sockets, although they are hollow, they would look like bone inside. But what we're going to do next with that is we'll change how it looks as well. And then just let that dry as well. And then we're going to move on to painting those leaves up. So there's quite a few leaves dotted around, as you can see. I like to have them green. It's up to you. You can go for a more earthy kind of colour if you wanted to, or if you wanted, you can go for like, so they look like dead leaves or something like that. But I like to go for green. So what I'm going to use first is I'm going to use some Caliban green, pick out a few leaves, go for a darker kind of leaf colour. So do that first. So if I pick out just down here, and just follow that leaf over with your brush, and do the same again with some others. And I think it's only right that you have several different shades. You can group them together if you wanted to, or just go for one shade of leaf all over. It is entirely up to you how you want to paint. This is just my way of doing it. There's no real right or wrong way for painting your models. Right, for some of the other leaves, what we're going to use is we're going to use some Skarsnik green, when I can say it. Just get them over, and although this looks quite bright, there is a reason behind it. We're going to use some Beeltan green, or whatever you want to call it, to kind of go into all them shaded areas, kind of mute down the tone a little bit. Certain leaves, I don't want to use this colour too heavily because it will detract from the overall look I'm going for. But for some of the other leaves, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use some Warflesh as well, which gives it another darkish green kind of colour. So just like so. This gives it a nice kind of contrasting shade to it as well. Be careful when you're painting near that skull, although you are going to shade it a bit as well at some point. You don't want to go too heavy on it by mistake with some green. As I say, there's a very good reason I don't worry about being a bit too heavy with certain colour greens for this, because what we're going to use now is going to use some of a Beeltang green shade to get some deeper colours on that green. I'll make certain highlight edges stand out a lot more, but it'll do fantastic for the other shades of green. So for darker greens it doesn't make too much of an effect on them, but it will kind of highlight them edges without you really trying, which is what shades are all about, really. If you do get a bit on the main part of it, you don't need to worry too much. You can go, as I say, you can go back over and neaten things out. You don't want too much near the skull though, because it will dilute the look of that skull. There you have that. Right, so to finish up that vine, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some Gorgoroth brown to highlight his edges and just use it as thinly as possible. Just follow that vine around like so. That skull, what we're going to do is to give them deeper recesses a bit more of a better look. We're going to use some Seraphim Sepia, which gives bone a bit of darkness to it. And as you can see, that shade just really fills them areas. The bits where you've maybe gone on to what will be the soil with the Shabti brown, then that'll get covered over by that shade as well, and that is near enough it. Right then, there you have it guys, one finished Stormcast Gryph-hound base. As you can see, I added a bit more of Shabti bone to the skull, re-highlighted a few little areas on the model, as you can see. And it is done. It is ready for the figure to be put on there once that's painted up as well, which should be coming in one of the videos in the near future. Right then, cheers for watching guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, all that good stuff, and see you soon. Bye bye now.